She said, "Stop being paranoid, he's gay." About her best friend who stayed over 3 times a week. I said, "My mistake." Then I hired a private investigator. What the photos showed made her gay best friend confess everything. Original post: I, 38 male, need to get this off my chest because I'm still processing what just went down. Been with Melissa, 35, for 4 years, living together for 2. Everything was solid until about 6 months ago when her best friend, Trevor, 33, moved back to town after his breakup. Suddenly Trevor's at our place constantly, and I mean constantly, 3 nights a week minimum, sometimes more. They'd have wine nights, movie marathons, he'd crash in our guest room. When I brought it up, Melissa hit me with the classic, "Babe, seriously? He's gay. Like full-on Drag Race watching, Broadway loving, gay. You're being ridiculous." Fair enough, I've got gay friends, not homophobic, but something felt off. Maybe it was the way he'd touch her lower back when walking past, or how they'd go silent when I entered a room. Little things that made my gut twist. Tried talking to her again last month. I'm just not comfortable with how often he's here. Oh my God, are you that insecure? He literally showed me pics of his Grindr matches yesterday. Okay, but this is your problem. Your toxic masculinity. Trevor's been my friend for 15 years. He was there through my mom's cancer. You need to work on your trust issues. That stung, made me feel like absolute garbage. Here I was, the jealous boyfriend who couldn't handle his girlfriend having a gay best friend. So I said, "You're right. My mistake. I'm sorry." She smiled, kissed me, said she loved how I could admit when I was wrong. But that gut feeling wouldn't go away. So I did something I'm not proud of, but don't regret. I hired a PI, guy named Dennis, recommended by my buddy who went through a nasty divorce. $800 for a week of surveillance. Felt dirty doing it, but I needed to know if I was going crazy. Dennis called me after day 3. "You sitting down?" My stomach dropped. "What did you find?" "Your girlfriend and her gay friend just spent 2 hours at the Marriott downtown. I've got photos of them entering together, leaving together. She was adjusting her dress when they came out. He was tucking in his shirt. Had to pull over on my way home from work. Couldn't process it, but it gets worse." Dennis sent the photos that night. Clear as day, them kissing in her car, his hand up her skirt in the parking garage, and the crown jewel, Trevor coming out of a Victoria's Secret with a gift bag, which Melissa was wearing pieces of when they left the hotel. The kicker? I reverse image searched some of Trevor's Grindr matches. He'd shown Melissa and she'd shown me to prove his gayness. Stock photos, every single one. Confronted Trevor first, separately. Sent him one photo with a message. "We need to talk, now." He called within minutes, panic in his voice. "Listen, man, I can explain." "Explain what?" "How you've been pretending to be gay to sleep with my girlfriend." Long silence. Then, "It wasn't supposed to happen like this." How was it supposed to happen? The truth came out. Trevor's been in love with Melissa since college. She friend-zoned him hard. When he heard she was in a serious relationship, he came up with this plan. Pretended to come out as gay 5 years ago. Built this whole persona. Even dated a few guys to make it believable. Yeah, he admitted to using those poor guys. His plan was to be the gay best friend until he could slowly turn her against me and then have some sexual awakening, where he realizes he's actually straight or bi, and she's the one who made him realize it. I recorded the whole confession. Legal in my state. "Please," he begged. "I love her. I've loved her for 15 years. You've had her for 4. Can't you just—" Hung up on him. Sent Melissa a text. "Having some buddies over tonight for poker. Can you and Trevor find something to do? Maybe catch a movie?" She replied, "Perfect. Trevor and I will have a wine night at his place. Love you." "Yeah, love you too." Update 1. Took 2 days to get my ducks in a row. Melissa kept coming home talking about how sweet Trevor was being, how he surprised her with flowers just because. The woman had 0 guilt. 0. Even initiated intimacy with me, which made me physically ill knowing where she'd been. Friday night was D-Day. Told her I had to work late. Instead, I met with a lawyer. Just a consultation, but I wanted to know my options since we rent together, both on the lease and have some shared furniture. Got home around 9. She was on the couch in lingerie, the Victoria's Secret stuff Trevor bought. "Wanted to surprise you," she said, all smiles. "That's new," I said, staying calm. Yeah, Trevor helped me pick it out. He has amazing taste for a gay guy, right? The audacity. The absolute audacity. Funny you mentioned Trevor, I said, pulling out my phone. He called me, had something really interesting to say. Her face shifted, just slightly. Oh? I hit play on Trevor's confession. The whole thing. His fake gay persona, his 15-year obsession, the plan to break us up. Her face went from confused to pale to furious. You recorded him. You violated his privacy. This is probably fake, deep fake or AI or Melissa. I swiped to the photos, her entering the Marriott, the kiss, the parking garage. She stood up, shaking. You had me followed? After you gaslit me for months? Yeah, I did. Those photos don't mean anything. We were just what? Testing his gayness? Helping him practice for Grindr dates? She started crying, big dramatic tears. It's not what it looks like. We were drunk. It only happened once. The PI followed you for 3 days, Melissa. You went to that hotel twice, his apartment once. Want to see those photos too? She collapsed back on the couch. The tears stopped, just like that, like she realized they weren't working. I'm not moving out, she said, voice cold now. My name's on the lease too. Already talked to Jim, our landlord. He's willing to let you out of the lease early if you're gone by end of month. No penalty. You can't make me. Or we can both stay and make each other miserable for 6 more months. Your choice. She stood up, grabbed a throw pillow and chucked it at me. You're such an asshole, spying on me, talking to Trevor behind my back. I'm the asshole? You've been sleeping with your gay best friend for months while making me feel like a paranoid, homophobic jerk. Maybe if you weren't so boring, so predictable. Trevor's exciting, he gets me. Trevor's a straight man who pretended to be gay for 5 years to get into your pants. That's not exciting, that's psychotic. She stormed into our bedroom, slammed the door. I slept on the couch. Woke up to her on the phone at 6 a.m. Trevor, he knows everything. No, he has pictures. I don't care about your reputation. Fix this. She came out an hour later, fully dressed, purse packed. I'm staying with my sister. We need space to figure this out. Nothing to figure out. We're done. You don't get to decide that unilaterally. I laughed. Actually laughed. You decided that when you started sleeping with Broadway Trevor. She slammed the door so hard the neighbors complained. Update 2. The entitlement circus started almost immediately. First came the flying monkeys. Her sister called within hours. So you're just going to throw away 4 years because of a misunderstanding? A misunderstanding? Your sister was having an affair, Brittany. She said it was only emotional. Trevor's gay. Trevor confessed to me that he's been pretending to be gay. I have it recorded. That's impossible. I've met his boyfriends, Beards, all of them. He admitted it. Silence. Then, well, maybe if you'd been a better boyfriend. Click. Her mom called next. Dorothy's always been a piece of work, but this was next level. How dare you humiliate my daughter like this? I didn't humiliate anyone. She did that herself. Hiring a private investigator? Recording people without consent? You're lucky she doesn't press charges. It's legal in this state, Dorothy, and your daughter was cheating. With a gay man, it doesn't count. He's not gay. He admitted he's been faking it. Then he's obviously lying to save face. Gay men don't just pretend to be straight. No, Dorothy, he pretended to be gay for 5 years to get close to your daughter. That's the most ridiculous. You know what? You deserve each other. You're both mentally ill. She hung up. But the texts kept coming. From Melissa, from her friends, from numbers I didn't recognize. You're destroying her life over nothing. Toxic masculinity at its finest. She deserves better than your paranoid ass. Then Trevor decided to go nuclear. He posted on social media. I kid you not, this man actually posted. After years of hiding who I am, I'm finally ready to admit the truth. I'm bisexual, not gay. I've been struggling with my identity and recently realized I have feelings for a close friend. I never meant for anyone to get hurt. The comments were a mix of support for his brave coming out and people calling him out for the convenient timing. But Melissa ate it up. She texted, "See? He's bi." He was confused. This isn't what you think it is. He literally told me he was never gay or bi. It was all an act. He was scared. You probably intimidated him into saying that. I have it recorded. I don't care. Trevor's going through something and you're making it all about you. The mental gymnastics were Olympic level. But here's where it gets really good. Dennis, my PI, called me that evening. Hey, thought you should know. Your boy Trevor? He's got a fiancée. What? Yeah, lives 2 towns over. Rebecca something. They've been engaged for 3 years. She thinks he travels for work. My jaw hit the floor. You're kidding. Nope. Want her contact info? Did I? Hell yes. I called Rebecca from a burner app, explained who I was, what I'd discovered. At first she didn't believe me. Then I sent her the photos, Trevor and Melissa at the hotel, his confession recording. She was silent for so long I thought she'd hung up. Then, that motherfucking piece of shit. Turns out Trevor's been playing everyone. Rebecca thought he was straight, working in medical equipment sales, traveling 3 days a week. He'd been using his fake gay persona with Melissa as his work trips. Rebecca was pissed. We're supposed to get married in 4 months. I put down deposits. My parents paid for the venue. We talked for an hour. She was hurt, angry, but also grateful I'd called. We made a plan. Saturday afternoon, Melissa had texted that she was coming to get more of her things, said she'd be bringing Trevor for protection. I told her I'd be out. I wasn't. They showed up around 2. I was in the living room. So was Rebecca. The look on Trevor's face when he saw his fiancée sitting on my couch? Priceless. Actually priceless. Hey babe, Rebecca said, voice dripping with sarcasm. How was your work trip? Trevor went white. Melissa looked confused. Who is this? Melissa asked. I'm his fiancée, Rebecca said, standing up. You must be the side piece. Fiancée? Melissa turned to Trevor. You're engaged? Trevor stammered. This isn't Rebecca. What are you doing here? Your boyfriend called me, Rebecca said, pointing at me. Told me everything. The fake gay act, the affair, all of it. Melissa looked like she'd been slapped. You're engaged? You're straight and engaged. Melissa, let me explain. You said you were gay, then bi. Now you have a fiancé? It's complicated, Rebecca laughed. Bitter, harsh. Complicated? You've been fucking her while planning our wedding. That's not complicated. That's just being a piece of shit. Trevor tried to salvage it. I have feelings for both of you. Wrong answer. Rebecca grabbed my glass of water from the coffee table and threw it in his face. Melissa grabbed a cushion and started hitting him with it. Get out, Melissa screamed. Get the out. Trevor, soaking wet, getting pummeled by a throw pillow, retreated to the door. This isn't over. You can't just... It's over, Rebecca said. The wedding's off. I'm keeping the ring to sell, and I'm telling everyone what you did. Same, Melissa said, then looked at me. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know about her. Doesn't matter, I said. You still cheated? You still gaslit me? You made me feel crazy for months. She nodded, tears streaming down her face. Real tears this time. I know. I'm sorry. Too late for sorry. Rebecca and I watched as they both left. Trevor tried to follow Melissa to her car, but she peeled out, leaving him in the parking lot. Rebecca gave him the finger as she drove past him. We ordered pizza afterward. Weird bonding experience, but Rebecca's actually cool. We're both getting tested for STDs because who knows where Trevor's been. Update 3. The aftermath was swift and brutal. Trevor tried damage control on social media, but Rebecca had receipts, wedding planning emails, photos from their engagement party, text messages about their future kids. She posted it all with the caption, "When your fiancé pretends to be gay to sleep with another woman for months while planning your wedding." His carefully crafted image imploded. Turns out he'd been using the gay persona at work, too, where he was actually an accountant, not a medical equipment salesman. His company has a whole diversity and inclusion program that he'd been taking advantage of. Extra time off for Pride events, special recognition during Pride Month, even got featured in their LGBTQ+ employees spotlight newsletter. HR was not amused when Rebecca forwarded them everything. Meanwhile, Melissa went full victim mode, posted some vague inspirational quotes about surviving manipulation and healing from toxic relationships, not naming names, but clearly trying to paint herself as the victim of Trevor's deception, while conveniently leaving out the whole cheating on her boyfriend part. Her friend Nina called me. Just so you know, not all of us are buying her bullshit. She knew what she was doing. Thanks, Nina. She actually tried to get us to do a girls' night to support her through this trauma. Like, girl, you were the one sleeping with your gay best friend while living with your boyfriend. That's not trauma, that's consequences. But the real kicker came Tuesday. Got a call from my landlord, Jim. Hey buddy, just wanted to give you a heads up. Your ex just called trying to get you removed from the lease. What? Yeah, said you were harassing her, making the living space hostile, that she feared for her safety, even threatened to get a restraining order. Are you kidding me? I told her that without actual police reports or documentation, I can't do anything. Plus, you're the one who's always paid rent on time. She's been late 3 times this year. I didn't know that. Yeah, you always covered for her. Anyway, told her the original offer stands. She can leave without penalty by month's end, or you both stay through the lease term. She was trying to get me kicked out of my own apartment after she cheated. The entitlement was astronomical. Called my lawyer buddy for advice. He suggested documenting everything. Save all texts, emails, record any interactions. Legally, keep a log, just in case she escalated. Good thing I did. Thursday, she showed up with her brother, Marcus. 6'4" Marcus, who thinks he's tough because he goes to the gym. I was ready, though. Phone recording in my pocket. Marcus, we need to talk about how you're treating my sister. She cheated on me. We're broken up. Nothing to discuss. You humiliated her. Bringing that woman here? Recording her friend? You're lucky I don't what? Assault me? On camera? I pointed to my doorbell cam. Please, make my day. Melissa pushed past him. I just want my grandmother's china set. You mean the china set your grandmother gave you that's currently at your mom's house? That china set? She blinked. There's other stuff. Then get it and go. She started going through the apartment, clearly looking for things that weren't hers to claim. The TV we bought together. I had the receipt showing I paid 80%. The coffee maker I got for my birthday. Even tried to take my gaming console. That's mine, she said about the PlayStation. I bought it 2 years before we met. I used it more. That's not how ownership works, Melissa. Marcus stepped forward. Just let her take what she needs, man. She can take what's hers. The clothes, the jewelry she bought, her personal items, not my stuff. You're being petty. I'm being factual. Melissa found her actual belongings, packed them dramatically, then turned at the door. I hope you're happy. You've ruined my life and Trevor's life. You two did that yourselves. He lost his job, his fiancée, everything. Again, consequences of his own actions. You're heartless. I'm done. That's different. Marcus did that thing where he bumped my shoulder walking past. Real mature. Later that night, got a text from an unknown number. It was Trevor. You destroyed everything. I hope you're satisfied. Didn't respond. Melissa won't talk to me. Rebecca took everything. I got fired. My parents think I'm a sociopath. Still didn't respond. I'm going to sue you for recording me without consent. Now I responded. Single-party consent state? Good luck. He sent about 12 more messages, ranging from threats to begging to more threats. Forwarded them all to my lawyer buddy. Final update. It's been 3 months now. Feels like a lifetime ago, and yesterday at the same time. Melissa moved out by the deadline. Tried one last manipulation, brought her dad for the final move. He's a good guy, actually. Pulled me aside while she was packing. I'm sorry about all this, son. Dorothy and I didn't raise her to act this way. Thanks, Frank. Between you and me? I never liked Trevor. Something always felt off about him. Trust your gut, I guess. He nodded, helped her carry out the last box, and that was it. 4 years done. The Trevor situation got weirder before it got better. Dude went completely off the rails. Started a blog about being a victim of bisexual erasure and how society forced him to perform different identities. Some people actually bought it until Rebecca posted their text messages from 3 years ago, where he was calling gay men slurs and talking about tricking some dumb broad at work. His parents reached out to Rebecca to apologize. Turns out Trevor had been a pathological liar since childhood. This was just his most elaborate scheme yet. He moved back to his hometown last I heard. Deleted all social media. Good riddance. Melissa tried to rehabilitate her image, posted about starting fresh and learning to trust again. Started dating some new guy after like a month. He seems nice. I genuinely hope he Googles her. Her friends were split, half stuck by her with the "everyone makes mistakes" line. The other half distanced themselves. Nina told me Melissa got drunk at a party and admitted she knew Trevor had feelings for her, but thought she could have her cake and eat it too. At least she finally admitted it to someone. Dorothy still sends me nasty texts occasionally. I've got her blocked, but she creates new numbers. Last one said I'd die alone and miserable. Maybe, but at least I won't die being cheated on. As for me, therapy helped. Not gonna lie, the trust issues are real. Tried dating apps after 2 months, but wasn't ready. Every time a woman mentioned a male best friend, I'd panic internally. Therapist says that's normal, will fade with time. Rebecca and I stayed in touch for a bit. Weird friendship born from mutual trauma. She's doing better. Sold the engagement ring, used the money for a solo trip to Iceland. Said the Northern Lights were worth more than Trevor ever was. Apartment feels different now. Peaceful, but empty. Got a cat, named him Dennis after the PI. He judges everyone who comes over, which feels appropriate. Work found out about the drama through the grapevine. My boss, who went through a similar situation, bought me a beer and said, the best revenge is living well, but also, fuck those people. Solid advice. Looking back, the red flags were everywhere. The way she'd dismiss my concerns, the gaslighting. The immediate jump to calling me toxic or insecure whenever I questioned anything. Trevor was just the symptom. The disease was her complete lack of respect for me or our relationship. The funniest part? About a month ago, I ran into one of Trevor's ex-boyfriends at a bar. Poor guy didn't even know Trevor was straight. We had a beer, compared notes. Trevor had been using him as a prop, bringing him to parties where Melissa would be. This dude thought they were dating, while Trevor was literally using him as a cover story. I thought he just wasn't that into physical stuff, the guy said. Respected his boundaries and everything. That's the real tragedy. Trevor didn't just hurt Melissa, Rebecca, and me. He hurt every genuine person he used as a prop in his sick game. But I'm done giving him mental real estate. Done with both of them. The trust issues suck. The embarrassment of being gaslit for months sucks. The financial hit from breaking the lease early, yeah, I ended up leaving too. Too many memories. Sucks. But you know what doesn't suck? Going to bed every night knowing I'm not being played. Not having to wonder why she's suddenly so dressed up for girls' night. Not being told I'm paranoid for noticing obvious red flags. My gut was right the whole time. That's the lesson I'm taking from this. Trust your instincts, even when someone's trying to make you feel crazy for having them. And if your girlfriend's gay best friend is sleeping over 3 times a week, maybe hire a PI. Just saying. That's all, folks. Thanks for following this insane journey. I'm gonna go pet my cat and watch whatever I want on my TV that Melissa definitely couldn't claim. Peace out.